Hey there, I'm going to take you through some exercises for singing and playing cello. We're going to start off with some breath work and also some bow work. We're connecting the two together. So for the vocals, you're going to be doing an S sound, trying to conserve your breath and hold it for as long as possible. Meanwhile, your bow is going to be moving as slowly as possible on an open C. So take a really nice deep breath in, and then we're going to go really slow on a down bow. Here we go. Great. This time, watch your bow and just keep an eye on your contact point, that it's not moving up and down, and the direction that the tip of your bow is pointing in, trying to keep your bow nice and straight the whole way along. Here we go. Deep breath in. Okay, well done. Next up, we want to work on tuning your voice to your cello. One of the hardest things about singing and playing is knowing which of your notes is out of tune if you're hearing something wrong, because the voice sounds so much like the cello or vice versa. People say the cello is the instrument that sounds the most like the human voice. So we're in trouble if we're trying to pick which note is out of tune. So for now, we're going to eliminate any question about it. We're going to use open strings so that the cello is always right, and we're just going to focus on tuning to it. We're going to hold these notes for a long time so that you're focusing on just kind of smoothing out all the lumps and bumps in your voice. For each of the open strings, pick the sort of octave that feels the most comfortable in your range. So I am going to start here, and then for me I'm going to drop down to G, up to D, and down to A, but you might want to go C, G, D, A. Up to you how you do this. Okay, but nice long bow strokes. Okay, next up, we're going to work with our left hand now, but because one of the hardest things about singing and playing, other than just knowing which notes are in tune or out of tune, is actually like hearing what's going on with your bow and analysing the tone. We're going to remove the bow and focus on plucking instead. We're going to do a C major scale, so if you want to just pluck it through first, just to make sure your fingers are calibrated, then go ahead and do that. But otherwise, let's stay on an R sound. So let's go all the way through the scale, up and down. A little slower than that. Okay, 3, 4. Okay, but you're not always going to be playing the same notes that you're singing if you're trying to accompany yourself. So let's do this now with just C on half notes or minims and singing that same scale over the top. So it's going to sound like etc. 3 and Brilliant. However, we do want to actually get better at being able to bow and sing at the same time. So let's backtrack to playing the C major scale. We're just going to take a bit more time on each note as we play it and sing it so that you have time to tune and figure out what's going on. Feel free to pause the video if you want to do this by yourself so that you're not hearing me at the same time. But otherwise, let's go C major. Okay, one last exercise before we finish up for today. Let's go back to pizzicato. I just think if you're starting out with this kind of thing, pizz is just your best friend. That's how I got started with actually successfully singing and playing, because there was an earlier time in my life where I'd attempted it, but I was trying this classical piece of music that had a cello part and a vocal part, and they were more like counter melodies, really intertwining different rhythms. It was just a bit of a mess, and I gave up after about 5 minutes and never tried it again. And then years later, I started singing and playing by just pitzing a really simple bass line. So I'd recommend that as your way in rather than bowing at the same time. Okay, so I just need to remember how this exercise goes. Oh yes, okay, so it's a variation on the scale, but we're going to kind of dress up the cello part so that it feels more like an accompaniment. It's really simple. It's just going to be open C with first finger on the D string and just going between these two, trying to keep a really steady pace. And what we're going to sing over the top, which is all about bringing lyrics in and coordinating like different rhythms at the same time. I chose these words. It goes, I'm okay with being bad at this. I'm okay at being bad at this. Okay, you might have noticed that I was changing my cello notes. So that is true. We do actually need to change from that first finger. We're going to go up to a second finger and then fourth. And then we go up to open A. We come back down. And then second finger. And then first finger again. Let's just practice the cello part first before adding the vocals in. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, E, C, F, C, G, C, A, C, G, C, F, C, E, etc. Okay, and the vocal part is, I'm okay with being bad at this. Because it's true, you have to be. I'm okay with being bad at this. So you're going to go up to the next note on the word bad. I'm okay at being bad at this. Let's try singing. Okay, let's just try this first. So just a really steady kind of half note minim thing with the open C, and we'll sing over that. 1, 2, 3. I'm okay with being bad at this. 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 All right, now let's add in the little in-between notes. 1, 2, 3. I'm okay at being bad at this. 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 And that's the whole exercise. Feel free to repeat that as many times as you need to take it slower, to go back to just practicing the cello part or just the vocal part, whatever you like. I hope that was fun and helpful. Have fun singing and playing, and thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.